knick-knack stuff. It's not really good entertainment.
Even watching this and fast forward is boring. These are just knickknacks you've got to get done. Just wiring headlights, lows and highs, brake lights, park lights, blinker lights, all the silly lights. Figuring out what works and what doesn't. This is not exciting. This is not fun. This is the stuff that you just get through, and it's annoying.
Set the body on the chassis of the car. I put it on there with a natural rake. I just like the look of that. And I felt like if I can do it mounting the body, then I can kind of cheat it and get on with it. What I didn't realize is, and I did realize it, I just didn't think about it at the time. When we set the cab and we did the measurements and we were comparing it to the red truck, I wanted it lower than the red truck. So when we set it, it was at 6 inches off the ground at the front of the fender on the cab. That's where we wanted it. I didn't put two and two together. I didn't think about the weight reduction at the time. But now that the fenders are on, the bumper's on, the grill, the hood, and all of the exhaust and everything, she squatted, and it's about 4.5 inches. You can go through the videos and you can watch every time we put more parts on it, it's lower and lower and lower. So we got stickers and cards. It's just an 1.5 inch lift that goes in the bottom of the coil on the front. I didn't know they made such things like this, but apparently it sits like that. Coil string sits on it, raises it 1.5 inches. This measurement. They weren't expensive. If I raise it up 1.5 inches, that's going to put it back about where it needs to be.
So here I'm just using a coil spring compressor. What I ended up doing was pulling the shock out of the center of the coil spring, using the coil spring compressor to compress the spring enough to where I could slide that spacer underneath the spring. I didn't even have to pull the spring completely out, so it was an added bonus. And then while I got everything off, I was just going through the brakes and painting the calipers and everything else. Boring stuff, but you got to get through it.
I don't think it's going to shut it off if it don't read oil pressure. So that's a win. I went ahead and put the filter on, and I always date these. 24, and then typically I'll put what weight I'm putting in here. 5W20. There you go.
Corey, I put the thermostat sensor for the manual water pressure gauge here. I'd read some deals where the probe wasn't deep enough if you use the port jack and behind the freeze plug on the driver's side of the block. So I didn't want to mess with that, so I just put it. When your vehicle has a 100,000 mile service interval, it's a courtesy, not a challenge. Let's try and be better, guys. Whew. I bet those were original. So all the gauges work. I got the speed sensor mounted, lights are working. All I got left to do is the brake light. And my lord, that windshield. That probably won't come off. So just ran my brake switch wire from the fuse panel I bought. This is the Crown Vic brake switch for the light.
it's still intact. So just ran a power to that. And then when you hit the brake, it's got voltage. Leave it off, it don't hit off, brakes, so.